Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be changing out the transmission fluid in my 2007 Dodge Ram 3500. This is the same truck that we did a G56 swap on about 7 months ago. So right now it still has the ATF inside the transmission. But today I'm going to go with a thicker oil because with the ATF you get a lot of that gear roll noise, especially if you lug it. So anywhere from 1500 and below RPMs, it gets really obnoxiously loud. So I'm going to go with the thicker oil and see how much of a difference it actually makes. I've driven trucks that have the thicker oil, that have the same setup, South Bend dual disc clutch and EFI Live or whatnot, but all those trucks seem to be way quieter than mine transmission wise. So we're going to give it a go and see how well it works. So what I'm going to end up doing first here is I'm going to pop this cup holder out. There's a screw in that back corner there. And then we need to take the shift knob off and pop this transfer case shifter boot off to be able to access the screws underneath there to pop this whole piece out. So on mine, there's one screw there in that corner. There's another one down through that hole there. And then there's one right back here in the back. You probably can't see that very well. But this one's actually a screw, a Phillips screw, and then there's another one straight down. So we're gonna take these screws out and hopefully this will pop off as well. And then we're gonna slide that boot down and take a crescent wrench and pop this shifter off. And then pull this big plastic piece out of the way. So with this piece here, there is those 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. There are clips, and it does feel like something is hung up or still screwed in when you go to pull it off, but the clips are actually just pretty tough to pop off. So you kind of just have to yard on it a little to get it to come off. Then after that, then we have 2 more screws. We got one here and then another one over here to pop off. And then we'll be able to access this inner boot that also has I don't know how many screws I have in it because it wasn't meant for this truck, but another 5 or 6 screws there to pop that off to access the top of the shifter. This piece here is actually pretty easy to pop out. You just undo those 2 screws and then you just kind of wiggle it out of here, get around the transfer case shifter, just like so. Put that off to the side. Then now we can peel back the carpet here and get these screws out of this lower boot. So now after we get all the cup holder center console pieces out, we're going to remove these 4 E-Torx bolts around the outside of the top of the shifter here. And as you can see, I did the CV axle boot mod to the top of the shifter, but I honestly don't recommend it. The clamp ended up coming loose somehow and it's been leaking. So I'm gonna fix it for now, and then I'm waiting for my factory replacement seal to get here. So we're gonna take this off and then go drain the fluid. Okay, so we got the shifter off. It was kind of a pain to get it off. I had to take a rubber mallet to it because it was RTV'd on there. And you can actually see inside of the transmission right there. See all that junk ATF in there. So now we're going to take a 14mm Allen wrench and get this drain bolt out. Now we're here under the truck, and this is the drain bolt right here. And we got a 14mm Allen socket. And with this, you're probably going to have to use a breaker bar or something to that effect, because this thing is on there pretty good. Yeah, we're gonna grab the breaker bar. Okay, so we got the drain bolt out, drained the fluid, and just got the drain bolt back in. So now we're going to start filling it up with the new fluid. So we're gonna go 8 quarts. This transmission calls for 6, but we usually do either 1 or 2 quarts over. So we're gonna add 2 jugs of this Master Pro. I'm doing one 80/90 and then another 85/140. So now we got the new fluid in, got my boot fixed, and just got the shifter bolted back on. So now it's time to throw it all back together. So we got the fluid changed, got the whole interior put back together. So just time to clean up my mess and go for a test drive.